Police are asking people to avoid the area of Rockies on Texas Avenue after someone walked into the business and fired a gun. That's where we find News 3's Rusty Surrett right now. Rusty, what's the latest?
Hey, Crystal, a very high stakes and intense situation here in a very busy part of town. We're standing at the corner of Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue, where College Station police have issued a shelter in place for all surrounding businesses and have told people to avoid the area if possible because, as you said, Crystal, a man who apparently about an hour ago walked into the Rockies Grill and Saloon, fired a shot, and that man is still out there, and that's why police and SWAT team members are out here this hour. This is still a very active situation. As far as why the shot was fired or who this person is, that's still all up in the air. The only thing College Station police are telling us at this point is that they did get a call about an hour and a half ago for somebody who apparently walked into the Rockies Saloon and Grill. They opened fire. They fired at least one shot. We don't know exactly how many, but they said at least one shot was fired. They did confirm that nobody has been injured at this point. So what we've seen here now is a very large police response. College Station police, the SWAT team. We even see College Station Fire, EMS, a couple of the constable units and marshals that are out here to helping do some traffic control. But you can see out here everybody gathering, attempting to make this a very peaceful ending. At this point, we have no injuries. They are telling people to stay away from the area because they are, again, hoping that this comes to a very peaceful end.
We begin with breaking news at 4 o'clock. A SWAT standoff continues at a bar off Texas Avenue. SWAT team members are surrounding Rockies Grill and Saloon at this hour. You're looking at video of the scene from earlier this afternoon. News 3's Rusty Surrett is live near the scene now. Rusty, what's the latest?
Kathleen, we are going live from inside of our car in order to stay safe and to keep our crew out of the line of fire. So there's not much I can show you from this vantage point of what's happening at Rockies, but let's show you some video that we took from earlier this morning and right at about the noon hour, and we can get you up to date on what we know so far. SWAT and negotiators have been out here for about 5 hours attempting to get that gunman out of Rockies. Police say that around 11 this morning, someone called 911 to say that a man had fired a gun from inside of the business. Police don't believe anybody else is inside of Rockies with the gunman, and at this point, no injuries have been reported. Texas Avenue has been closed from Southwest Parkway all the way down to Krennick Tap Road near the police station. Staff and customers of all businesses nearby have been ordered to evacuate or shelter in place as a precaution, and power has been shut off to that entire shopping center where Rockies is located, and some pretty big businesses there. We're talking about Planet Fitness, the Ace Hardware, and a couple of restaurants and other businesses. As far as who is in that business, who the gunman is, we don't know at this point. We don't know the gunman's relationship with Rockies, if that person knows anybody who works there. This is still a very active scene with multiple agencies here, including TABC. Apparently that state agency is here assisting College Station PD with helping to gain access to some of the surveillance cameras that are inside of this bar and saloon. So we'll keep you posted on what happens here. We'll have another live update coming up at the end of the show. But Kathleen, one other interesting thing that we noticed a few hours ago was that Rockies is normally closed on Mondays, at least according to its schedule on Facebook. So again, it's still unclear if there was somebody inside when this gunman went in and opened fire, but we want to stress no injuries have been reported at this point. Kathleen?
All right, Rusty, thank you for joining us as we continue to follow breaking news in College Station. Police are still engaged in a standoff with a man who has fired several shots inside of the Rockies Club off Texas Avenue.
News 3's Rusty Surrett and Whitney Miller are both standing by to bring us the latest developments, and we kick off our team coverage tonight with Rusty.
Kathleen and Carla, a lieutenant for the police department, has described the gunman as stubborn. And because of his stubbornness, we've had almost a dozen or nearly 24 businesses here at a very busy intersection have to close their doors today as College Station police attempt to negotiate something with this gunman and to try to get him out peacefully. As far as his motive, We don't know that at this point, but I've had several sources tell me that this may be something domestic related, but we will hold off on elaborating on those until something more official comes out from the police department. Let's show you some video that we shot a couple of hours ago when we had a little bit of a better view of what was happening. We are now entering hour number 7 of this standoff, and it was around 11 this morning when someone called 911 to say that a man went inside of the Rockies and fired a gun. It wasn't long after that shot that police ordered nearby businesses to shelter in place, and then came the evacuation orders for the shopping center. Power was shut off to all the businesses, and witnesses here were absolutely stunned to see SWAT members storming in the area in full tactical gear in the middle of the day.
They see 5 cops pull up, just all swarming into the parking lot, and they hop out with assault rifles, so they start looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. They look over at Rockies and they see a shot hit a window and bust a window out. Don't know if the cop shot it or if the suspect shot it, but.
Okay, back here live, Texas Avenue near Southwest. It's been fairly quiet. In fact, it's been a while since activity by police officers, but we do know that members of the SWAT team and we do know snipers are out here, and they are very strategically placed. Again, College Station police saying that they will stay out here as long as it takes. Time is on their side, and they do want to make sure that this ends as peacefully as possible. Again, this all may be something domestic related, and the gunman who is in there has been publicly unidentified by police, but they say he's firing random shots, not necessarily targeting anyone out there. And at this point, because this has taken so many resources away from College Station police, we do know that several law enforcement agencies from around the area have been coming in and to assist with picking up some of the 911 calls that have been coming into the city. So as we enter hour number 7, again, Texas Avenue remains closed off. All these businesses, nearly 24 businesses, have had to close for the remainder of the day, meaning people, customers, and employees who were here at noon today have yet to be able to come back and get their personal belongings and their car. To pick up that angle of this story, we want to go live to Whitney Miller. She's just north of my location there at Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue. Whitney?
You know, Rusty, when I got out here, I spoke to a man in the parking lot who had been sitting here waiting for police to remove the barricades. Well, that still hasn't happened. Where I am at the corner of Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue, police are still putting out multiple barricades and diverting drivers to go either left or right on Southwest Parkway. When all this went down earlier, the employees in the shops in the Rockies Shopping Center were evacuated here to the True Fit parking lot. One woman I spoke with says she's had a lot of confusion and she has a lot of questions.
It's holding up the town. The streets are a mess. I don't want anybody hurt, but I don't understand how one man can hold the whole town hostage.
Since we've been reporting this, I've seen officers put out more barricades at Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue. Thankfully, traffic is moving smoothly, but if you can avoid this area, you should. For now, in College Station, Whitney Miller, News 3.
Okay, thank you so much, Whitney. It has been a hectic day in College Station as police enter the 12th hour of a standoff at Rockies Grill and Saloon. Around 11 this morning, police responded to shots fired inside the bar. 2.5 hours later, police shut down Texas Avenue at Southwest Parkway and started evacuating local businesses. Then more gunshots shortly after 4 p.m., but police say no one is hurt. It is a situation that is still developing tonight as police negotiate to bring this day to a peaceful end. News 3's Rusty Surratt and Whitney Miller have been out there all day. Rusty joins us live now to kick off our team coverage tonight.
Carla, we still don't know who the gunman is or why he's refusing to come out of Rockies, but we do know that he is in there alone, but he is still refusing to communicate with negotiators and refusing to come out. Now, on any other given night, the Park Plaza Shopping Center behind me at Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue would be a bustling shopping center, but tonight the power's been cut off and tensions out here remain high, higher than what they were when all this started at around 11 o'clock this morning. Now, a couple of hours ago, we heard a lot of banging and we heard glass shattering, and periodically we've seen members of the SWAT team shuffling around the parking lot. Sources are telling me that the gunman inside has had some kind of a domestic dispute with someone who's got connections to the bar. He entered Rockies again at about 11 this morning and fired the first shot. And not long after that is when police ordered everyone out of the area and the shutdown of Texas Avenue. All of this happening in the middle of the day in one of the busiest intersections of the city, of course, has a lot of people concerned.
As I come out of TrueFit after my workout, the ladies told me that there was actually somebody with a gun at a facility right there, like in the square. I wasn't exactly sure, but my first reaction was like, no way, like they don't know what but then come to find out it really is going on.
Police have said that they do want this to end peacefully, and they also understand that he's up in a place where there's access to a lot of food and a lot of water, but police are saying, look, we've got time on our side. You know, the one thing they don't want to do is to rush into this place not knowing exactly where he is, because remember, power's been cut off, so it's dark inside. So they don't want to rush in, not knowing where he's at or what his intentions are. They say by doing that, that could lead to some unnecessary gunfire. So they will wait this out and see it through with, again, hopefully a peaceful ending. Live in College Station, Rusty Surratt. Carla, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rusty. And for hours, businesses in the area were told to shelter in place and await evacuation. Still, many of them haven't been able to get into that shopping center to get their vehicles or the things they took to work with them today. News 3's Whitney Miller was out there this afternoon. She is there tonight. And Whitney, you spoke with some of those who were evacuated earlier.
I did. I spoke with the owner of Sour Apple Repair. He says his employees were actually inside when the initial shots rang out. He didn't even get to make it into the office, but he says his employees shot some amazing video from a unique vantage point. Zachary Morgan says what his employees had to go through Monday was more than surreal.
You know, I was hoping that everybody was safe, obviously.
Morgan was heading into work when his employees called to tell them police had them barricaded inside.
They had checked in with all the businesses there. Some of the businesses didn't have a back door, so that was a concern.
But before they were escorted out, they were rolling their cameras.
The policemen surrounding the building, kind of moving around. On one video you can see where they're giving him a telephone to kind of communicate with him, kind of popping his head out, trying to talk. They're trying to communicate with him, but it seemed like he just closed the doors.
Morgan said he'd seen the man before at Rockies.
Yeah, he's been there for sure a lot. Okay. So
he says there were frightening moments, and even though it wasn't good for business, he had bigger concerns.
Unfortunately, we did have to close for pretty much for the whole day, so we did lose some money. But you know, as long as everybody's safe, I think that's probably the most important thing. So.
You know, it's been a long day for those employees, and it's also been a long day for law enforcement who are still out here right now on this active scene. They are redirecting traffic at the corner of Southwest Parkway and Texas Avenue, and they want to make sure that if you don't need to be out here, you shouldn't be. So if you need to stay home, you should. For now, in College Station, Whitney Miller, News 3.
Thank you.
Courtney Carpenter live at the scene for us, a little bit closer to what's going on. Courtney, what can you tell us this morning?
That's right. Live here right in front of Rockies, and we were able to get a little bit closer. I want to show you guys this damage. I'm going to step out of the way and let you see. This was done really by that armored truck this morning. They ran into the front of Rockies Grill and Saloon in an effort to get the suspect out. This happened just after 3 this morning. They ran the armored truck in there several different times. Then a few minutes later, we saw the suspect, a man, come out of the building and officers surround him. The suspect was immediately placed in handcuffs then. The suspect is in police custody now. We still do not know the identity of this person, but we're working to get that information for you. Now, it's important to note Texas Avenue is open again now, so that's not going to impact you this morning. Of course, there are still lots of questions regarding the standoff, the identity of the person. And of course, several cars still in the parking lot. I know folks are needing to come pick them up that weren't able to leave from this place yesterday. So still lots of questions. We're working to get all that information for you, and we'll update you as soon as the information becomes available. Reporting live in College Station, Courtney Carpenter, News 3.
We have breaking news for you this morning. A standoff between law enforcement and a man holed up inside a College Station bar is finally at an end. CSPD says the suspect was taken into custody around 4 a.m. this morning. Now, this all started around 11 o'clock yesterday morning when police responded to shots fired inside Rockies Grill and Saloon. 2.5 hours later, police shut down Texas Avenue at Southwest Parkway and began evacuating local businesses. Then more gunshots shortly after 4 p.m., but police say no one was hurt. Now, with the suspect in custody, Texas Avenue is back open. Still learning more about what exactly happened over these last 16 hours. Courtney Carpenter live on the scene now for us. Courtney, any update for us?
There's certainly a feeling of relief this morning after this 16-hour-long standoff has come to an end. Now, here's what we do know. We learned the suspect voluntarily surrendered this morning just after 3 a.m. That's according to Lieutenant Craig Anderson with the College Station Police Department. Lieutenant Anderson tells us the detectives are interviewing the suspect now, and at this point, there's still no word on his motive. Police have not released this man's identity yet.
We are learning more about the man who was arrested after a 16-hour-long standoff in College Station. College Station police say this is the man responsible for firing shots inside Rockies. 38-year-old Michael Blake Jones surrendered early this morning. So far, Jones has been charged with criminal mischief, but police say more charges will be filed later today. News 3's Courtney Carpenter breaks down what we know at this hour.
A tense 16-hour standoff came to an end just after 3 o'clock Tuesday morning.
After trying to negotiate and trying to speak with the suspect for a number of hours, he eventually just came forward and voluntarily surrendered himself to authorities.
We were there as law enforcement used a Bearcat armored truck to ram into the front of Rockies Bar and Grill, triggering the sprinkler system. And that was finally enough. 38-year-old Michael Jones walked outside and was arrested. Jones is in the Brazos County Jail, charged with criminal mischief. An arrest report released this morning says he damaged the robot officers tried to use to communicate with him. As officers sent the robot in, police say Jones walked out into the parking lot, grabbed the robot, and knocked it over, causing thousands of dollars in damage. Police say they're thankful for a peaceful outcome.
Whenever we can come out of this where the suspect is not injured, none of the community or residents are seriously injured, we're very happy with those type of situations.
In College Station, Courtney Carpenter, News 3.